Oh no, you got orders to Keesler Air Force Base, and it's in a place called Biloxi, Mississippi. Hey, I'm Brian David, broker-owner of Expect Realty here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I'm also a retired military veteran and a native to the Gulf Coast, and I just want to let you know that you can relax. Having a tour of duty here on the Gulf Coast is not that bad. I am going to share with you why so many military retirees and veterans return to the Gulf Coast. Keesler is actually a great little base. It's located only a couple of blocks north of the Gulf of Mexico and Biloxi Front Beach. It is situated in the city of Biloxi, population about 70,000. It has about 4,000 permanent party on the base and is primarily a training base. It's home to the 81st Training Wing, the 81st Medical Group, and the 81st Mission Support Group. Also, the Hurricane Hunters, which you've probably seen in the news from time to time. The base itself is nice. It's got an 18-hole golf course. On the north side, it has its own harbor on Biloxi Back Bay, and the BX and the commissary are relatively new. That's relatively new as far as government buildings go. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina rolled in and destroyed much of the Gulf Coast, and Keesler Air Force Base took a huge hit, and the commissary and the BX were essentially destroyed. But a few years later, they were rebuilt, and it's actually a really nice facility. The main gates to get in and out of Keesler, one is the Division Street gate on the east side. That's where you'll find the Welcome Center. And on the west side of the base is the Pass Road gate. Pass Road is an east-west running artery that goes all the way into Gulfport and actually terminates at the Navy CB base. So what about housing? Yes, Keesler does have base housing. Most of it is off base. It has been privatized. There is a development to the west of the base on Pass Road. It's a very short distance to get onto base from that one. And there is one off of the interstate in Van Cleve off of exit 57. As for rentals, there are quite a few options in Biloxi. There are numerous apartment complexes in Biloxi and in the neighboring towns of Gulfport, Ocean Springs, and D'Iberville that are within a comfortable commute. And there are quite a few single-family residents that have been converted into rental properties. If you're considering purchasing a home when you PCS to Biloxi, there are ample opportunities from Gulfport all the way to Ocean Springs that'll keep your commute under 30 minutes. When planning your search, definitely consider the cities of D'Iberville, Biloxi, Ocean Springs, East Gulfport, the Wool Market and St. Martin communities, even north into Socia. The good news is traffic here on the Gulf Coast is rather tame, especially when compared to other locations around the country. We've got Interstate 10 and Highway 90 both running east-west and connecting most of the Gulf Coast. And then there are a couple of different bridges that come across into Biloxi. What about commutes? Say you want to walk or maybe ride a bicycle into base or be within 5 minutes. There's ample opportunities for housing just outside the southwest and east of base. These are older homes, I guess you would say more established neighborhoods. Some of the houses are over 100 years old. They're mostly cottages. If you're looking to be no more than maybe say 10 or 15 minutes away from the base, look out around the Pops Ferry Bridge area in the west, several neighborhoods out there. To the east, you have Ocean Springs. To the north of Ocean Springs is the community of St. Martin. Then directly north of the base, across the bay, is North Biloxi and the city of D'Iberville. And then if you go north of I-10, a lot of new development in the Wool Market and North D'Iberville areas. Builders out there, D.R. Horton, DSLD Homes, Elliott Homes, Adams Homes. And if you're okay with a 20 to 35 minute commute, you can start looking at the areas of East and Northeast Gulfport. And on the east side, you can start looking at East Ocean Springs and possibly Gaucher. Now, if you are considering purchasing a home here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, there are a couple of things that are unique to our market that you should be aware of. Number one is insurance. Purchasing the wrong house in the wrong location could mean very high insurance rates. And when it comes to the flood insurance program, they are aggressively raising rates on certain homes. So make sure you get with a real estate agent that has a lot of experience with homes that are located in flood zones and in high-risk areas. And get a good insurance agent on your team as well. Another thing to be concerned about are termites. We're here in the South and termites are bad. They say houses have either had them, have them, or will get them. So just be aware, especially if you're buying with a VA loan, a termite inspection is going to be required. It's called a WDIR, wood destroying insect report. And lastly, property taxes. Here in Mississippi, if you are a Mississippi resident and it's your primary residence, you can file for homestead exemption. It's a substantial discount. If you don't want to change your residency to Mississippi, there is a military discount as well. So is PCSing to Keesler and Biloxi that big of a deal? Is it that bad? No, it actually isn't. It's going to be a great tour of duty for you. And there are so many things to do here. We have great food here on the coast. There's lots of restaurants. There's lots of activities, especially on the water. A lot of entertainment here on the coast. And then you also have New Orleans and you have Mobile, Alabama and the Florida Panhandle. Great destinations for day trips. If you'd like to learn more about Biloxi, I have a great video called Relocating to Biloxi, and the link is in the description. If you need any help in planning your PCS move to the Gulf Coast, please reach out. You can contact me directly or just shoot us a message, or you can just leave some comments below. We have also created a relocation guide just for our service members that are relocating to the coast. The link is in the description. Download you a copy of that. And last but not least, thank you for your service and a welcome to the Mississippi Gulf Coast.